Hello Internet, this video is part of the home remodel playlist on Scott's Garage. This is video 3 on remodeling our master bathroom. And in this video, I will be installing the Kerdi-Board for this shower. Keep watching. So the previous video, I installed the Schluter Kerdi shower pan and also the drain. And I decided to do that first. You can do the walls first and then the drain. I decided to do the drain first. And I've already pre-cut the Kerdi-Board. I know that everything fits. I'm going to put it in place and basically follow the directions for attaching it. I'm also putting in a niche right there. So let's get started. So please note I marked all the studs on the floor, especially in the center there on each wall, and also the ceiling. Now to attach the Kerdi-boards to the studs, I'll be using the Kerdi screws and washers. I bought a couple different boxes, so I have plenty of these. They will not corrode in water. They're especially designed for this. And I will be following the instructions. And for these screws and washers, the vertical height is a maximum of 12 inches between them, and maximum horizontal distance is 24. Now these are 16-inch centers for these studs, so it'll easily meet that. And I'll also be using my new Dovo laser level. Now I've used Dovo before, and so many projects do yourself. You need a laser level today, and this is one I highly recommend. It's very good quality. It's very affordable, and this also comes with a plumb line. But I'll have a separate video on this Dovo laser level. And I want to thank Dovo for providing me the laser level. I reached out to them, said I have this shower project and I'm in need of another laser level. The other one I gave away. So anyway, they were gracious enough to give this to me, and I want to give them credit. And I'll put a link in the description below, an Amazon affiliate link. And if you decide to use my link to get this Dovo laser level, it costs you the same on Amazon. Eventually, Amazon sends me just a very small portion of the sale as an incentive to put it in the description. All right, so the laser level is on. I have a vertical and horizontal line. The vertical line corresponds with the stud that runs up here from top to bottom. And then I marked it at 24 inches. And then what I'm going to do now, and I've already started this, is just a foot down from there, a mark, likewise a foot up from here, just rough estimates. The panel itself is in metric, so I could use metric too, but I'm just old school guy. And I'm starting with this side, and it should get me started. I also have plenty of 2x4s in here, so I'll also be reinforcing the sides here and the top and bottom. It should be secure. I used 2 boxes of the screws and washers, about 80 total went into this project. And whenever I do a project, I do my own research pretty thoroughly. Again, this is first time for me. I've not done this before. But one of the things I learned with the washers and screws is that you do want them to be divoted. You can see that right there where it's pushed in enough that it actually divots the Kerdi-Board. And so what I did, I didn't film it, but I went along and I just felt every place and make sure that there's a divot. I purposely left this one not quite right. There's a slight divot, but not enough. And so I'm just going to tighten that, and everything should now be good to go. There we go, perfect. The next thing I want you to notice is that it's not perfect, but I did a lot of research, and I'm not worried about my imperfections. So for instance, I didn't measure this correctly and cut it too high. And the piece I cut out, I simply placed in there, and it's obviously not level, but I'll be able to tape that out, level it out. And the corner, this corner, there is a gap, a slight gap. But again, I'm not worried. I've watched professionals, and one professional had a much larger gap, and he said it was no big deal as long as you do the next steps correctly. Now, what are those next steps? Well, I'll be using a combination of things. First of all, Kerdi-Band, I think it's a 6-inch wide band, and I'll be using it along where the 2 planes come together, the corners and such. And also there's some preformed Kerdi-Bands, like this is for the corner. And so I'll actually be putting those in, I think, my next step. And then I'll be also using this product, and this is called Kerdi-Fix. Quite expensive, but very important. And I want to use all of it because it is expensive, but I don't want to waste any of it. And so I'll be using this, first of all, on the bottom. So I'll put a bead there, and just along the base there. And then if there's enough left over, and I'm sure there will be, then I'll use it to fill in the gap here, and here, and perhaps even a little bit up there. And I'm also hoping to fill in these gaps here as well with the Kerdi-Fix. And then again, I'll just be filling in all these areas. There's a couple ways of doing it. I'll show you what I learned. One way is with the Kerdi-Bands, just cutting it and using the thin set first and sticking it on there, and using a trowel to fill it in. Or if there's extra of this Kerdi-Fix, I can simply shoot some over here and just with the trowel just smooth it out. So that's what I'll do next. So I ran out of the 6-inch Kerdi paper, 5-inch, whatever it is, and I bought another roll, but it's really expensive. I think it's very good quality in that, but expensive. Same with the sealant from Schluter. It's quite close to 40 bucks for a 2 or 35 something. And so I was at Lowe's, and I found these exact screws and washers in a different area, and it's Go Board, and this is Pro Sealant. It's about $12 a tube. And one of the YouTubers that I watch that I trust a lot, he's from Canada, so it's the Canadian, I think, brand of this. He said you can use this. It takes longer to dry, but it's completely waterproof, and it saves money. So I'm going to do some of these this way and see how it turns out. Let's go like that. Not quite enough. That's easy enough. I think that's a lot better than this. So I put in the final pieces of Kerdi-Band there and in the corner, and then the Kerdi-Band that came, the frame in, the niche, filled in all of the divots. I used mainly the sealant. It worked much better than the Kerdi-Band and the tile set. So I think I'm ready for the next phase of the project, and what that'll be is I'll be putting some plywood on top here, and then some Ditra band, I think is what it's called. It rolls out and it sticks to the floor, and joining basically this portion of floor with the shower pan, and I'll be taking the baseboard off and all of that. Well, that's it for this video. If you got any value at all from this video, please give me a like. It costs you nothing, but it's a great value to me. And as usual, have a great day.